What's up guys? On this week's video I'm fishing the beautiful north shore of Maui. We're fishing some pretty rough water. This is the first fishing trip on my new boat, but we caught a fish, we cleaned the fish, we cooked the fish, we did the damn thing. Here's how it started from the beginning. So we launched the boat right around 5:30 in the morning, and before we even launched I felt off. I told my buddy that I was fishing with that I was probably going to end up puking on this trip, and that's exactly what happened. The water was really rough, and I think it was combined with that and lack of sleep and dehydration, and it just got the best of me. I ended up getting pretty sick this trip. But even though I wasn't feeling great, we still made the best of it. We ended up going about 25 miles out, trolling in the blind. We're looking for birds or any type of action. Wasn't a whole lot going on out there, so we checked out a buoy, and first pass on the buoy, we ended up taking a nice double bite. This was 2 mahi-mahis. This trip was actually my friend Will's first time fishing out here in Hawaii, so I was stoked that we got some action and he got to see what it was all about. Of those 2 bites, one of them came off, but we did get lucky enough to stick the other one. After a few minutes battling this fish and battling my seasickness, we finally land this nice cow mahi-mahi, and the vibes are high. We're stoked.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
After trolling around for another hour or so with no luck, we decided to high speed the rest of the way in. We were surfing some decent waves on the way back, and it's nice to see how these Radons handle down sea. Alright, I got this beautiful mahi-mahi from yesterday. This is all we caught all day long. Wasn't an ideal trip, but we still came home with dinner. I'm gonna do a little catch and cook with this thing. Show you guys why I like to cut it the way that I cut it. This is another controversial thing. If you guys follow my Instagram, I've been posting some controversial fishing topics. I feel like mahi-mahis are one of the easier fish to cut, so ideally this shouldn't take more than like 2 or 3 minutes. It's also been a while, so maybe it'll be longer. I'm kind of just getting back into the boat fishing stuff, so should be cutting a lot more of these here soon. It's one side done. So that's pretty good. Pretty see-through, not a whole lot of meat left on there. Not perfect. Don't claim to be a professional. But, you know, you always want to yield the most amount of meat that you possibly can. Okay, so here's the great debate. The great debate is, do you peel the skin or do you cut the skin? Everyone says mahi-mahi is just so much easier to peel the skin. And I kind of agree, but I think it leaves like this weird little stringy texture on the meat. So I don't like to do that. This is how I like to do it. I feel like I can cut it super close, get it right down there to the skin, leave almost no meat on there, and then I'm also not getting like this little stringy tendony stuff on the meat. Just trying to get as much meat as I can. You can see like there's nothing left on the skin there. I'm sure there's guys that can do this a lot better, but for me, I'm just worried about not wasting meat. Okay, boom, both sides done. Cut clean as possible, no meat left on there. On the carcass, pretty much no meat on there either. Can see through it. That's kind of the goal. A little bit there, I guess, but see through is the goal. So you saw the catch, you saw the clean, now it's time for the cook. This is my favorite recipe that I like to make with really any kind of fish, but especially mahi. I started making this because there used to be this food truck It was a Mexican food truck. It was across the street from Costco. It was called Las Islitas. They made the most unreal queso tacos ever. That food truck was originally a Lahaina food truck, and I guess that spot that they had next to Costco was just a temporary spot. So when they went back to Lahaina, I realized that I had to learn how to make these myself, and this is the recipe that I came up with. First thing you want to do is clean up your slabs of fish. When you're cleaning your fish, you never want to use any fresh water. Fresh water totally ruins the taste of fresh fish. So you wipe it down with a paper towel, cut out any bloodlines, and then you're going to slice it into thin pieces. I like to use a medium-high heat with a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of butter. Now as far as seasoning my fish goes, I really like to use this Trader Joe's Green Goddess, a little bit of Lowry salt, and some salt and pepper. I really like cooking fish with butter because it gives it a nice little flavor, but one important thing about cooking with butter is you don't want the pan to get too hot because butter definitely burns. So once I got the pan just hot enough, I end up putting all the fish seasoned side down. That way I can just season the rest of the fish while it's there on the pan. When you got your fish cut thin like this, it cooks really fast. It's not more than a few minutes on each side. You're trying to find the sweet spot between browning the fish, but also not overcooking the fish. Mahi has that really moist, nice, soft, flaky texture, and when you overcook it, you totally ruin all those nice qualities that the mahi has. So after a few minutes on each side, I pull this fish off. I'll put it in a bowl. I'll store it with all the butter and all the flavors that were left in the pan, and I'll just kind of put that to the side for a minute. This is my favorite part about these tacos, and this is what makes them taste so good in my opinion. I'll slap some butter in a pan, put some corn tortillas in there. Once that first side gets nice and crispy, you'll flip these tortillas over, and this is when you're gonna dump cheese all over these things. I'm talking like all over, like it should be sloppy. The cheese should be hanging out the sides of these tortillas, and that kind of cooked, burnt cheese flavor is just gonna make these tacos so much better. I'll do yours quick after. Leave that fish and cheese on there for a couple minutes. Let the cheese start melting. If you don't have a set of these taco holders at home, you're blowing it. I think we got these as a gift, and they've been an absolute game changer for making tacos at home. So this is kind of how they should look when you take them off the pan. All the cheese should be melted. You should have burnt brown cheese around the edge. And then after that, it's time for the toppings. You can really use whatever you want, but this is what we used. So this time around we add salsa, corn, tomatoes, sour cream, but honestly, I feel like you could add just about anything to these and it's going to taste good. The past couple times I made them, I've been thinking about adding mango. I think mango would be really good on the top of these tacos as well. So this is what the finished product looks like all said and done. If you guys feel like trusting the white boy with no cooking experience on a taco recipe, go ahead, follow along, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, you guys. That really helps the channel grow, and I'm going to keep these videos coming. Mahalos for always watching, you guys. Have a good one.